poor pass, looked like a knock-on to me, but the referee says no knock-on, and Eschew were driving up towards the 22, somewhere near the middle of the field, and it's a penalty to Midsomer Norton, and you can feel the relief as they take a quick tap. No, they don't. Pause in play, referee brings them back.
I think the ref is very sensibly taking a lenient view of knock-ons in these conditions. He'd be blowing the whistle all the time, and so there's going to be occasions when Norton feel hard done by, but even then, they'll probably get the play at other times of the match. So well done, the referee. Ian, do you want to comment?
I was enjoying Alan's rugby commentary there. It was a superb effort. But anyway, Norton are... they're still manfully defending. I'm very concerned that Norton's chances in the Chew Valley half are going to be few and far between in this second half, because just the weather conditions, if nothing else. And I mean, I don't know how much that plays testament, perhaps, to how well Chew weathered the storm in the first half. I don't know.
Well, yes. I mean, as soon as Chew get possession in their own half, they're going to boot it downfield and give them sort of 40 or 50 yards. And that then Norton have got to work their way back up the pitch, which is what Norton should have been doing in the first half. By the way, I do happen to notice that Norton have made a substitution, and on the right wing is now my son, Hugh Jeffrey. So there we are. I have a vested interest in Norton winning now.
In which case, conflict of interest, you won't be able to commentate on the rest of the game, I don't think. A little bit of pause in play, I think, and good time for the players to regroup a little bit, although they're huddling together for warmth, I think, more than anything else. But, the endeavour has been absolutely superb this afternoon. Every yard is really hard work. You're driving into wind and rain. You don't want to be out on a field in days like this. These are not professional players. They do this for the love of the game, and you've really got to love it to get something out of it when the conditions are like this. And all credit to everybody. It's going to be a scrum sort of on the far side of the field. In fact, they very rarely played over this side of the field at all. I don't know why that is. Yeah, absolutely. That's, as Andy's pointing out, it's the wind is a huge problem. It's going to be a scrum, and it's put into Midsomer Norton, and it's referee's just blown his whistle there. It's the plague of scrums, nothing to do with this game so much, but all through this season we've seen scrums taking an interminable amount of time to crouch, touch and set and get it all done, and it really can be a drain on the game. But these players are doing their best. They've kept their feet through the course of the afternoon, which has been quite a difficult thing to do. As Moon puts it in, back of the scrum, it's picked up by one of the back row forwards. He's gained about 5-6 metres, gone to ground. Moon waiting at the base as he's done all afternoon. He's had a really good game at scrum half. Norton can't seem to get that ball back. They're just edging forward slightly as a Chew Valley player, Norton player slithers along the ground there. Norton defence is flat, lying out in a defensive line. I don't think the ball's going to go far from where the maul is now. It is edging forward so slowly you can barely see it moving. Now they charge down the right-hand side, close to the touchline. Ball pops up in the air and it's in touch, and it'll be a line out to Midsomer Norton. And at last, I think they're just about on the halfway line. That's new territory. That's virgin territory for Midsomer Norton.
Absolutely. Norton need to hold this position and make yards forward. They cannot afford to give the ball to Chew Valley, because Chew Valley will just boot it downfield, as we've seen several times today. Ian?
Yeah, this is good play from Norton, managing to get the ball the closest to the Chew half we've seen it for a very long time. These conditions really causing Midsomer Norton some problems, not least because any slight errors, which are very common in this slippery, wet, windy condition, are going to be punished severely, whereas Chew, with the wind behind them in this half, are able to really very easily have so far controlled the game. But anyway, there's going to be a Chew Valley scrum just inside the Norton half. The ball put in there, but Chew Valley looked like they had a bit of a push on there. So anyway, the referee's going to bring him back and reset, I think. So we'll have to go through it all again. They're probably looking for another part of the pitch where the two packs can get a better purchase, because the rain, it's like a mire out there, isn't it? At the moment, it's like a proper bog.
Well, it is, Ian. We had several weeks of dry weather, and then the weather broke middle of last week, and now the pitch looks as though we're back to square one, middle of winter, absolute flooding everywhere. There's standing water on the pitch, and all the players are rubbing their hands, trying to get themselves warm. But of course, there's another boot by Chew Valley all the way down the pitch, making it very difficult for and it's right on the try line, so we've touched it down. It'll be a Norton 22. But it does make it really difficult. They just cannot get their hands dry enough to catch the ball because their clothes are wet and the ball is wet and their hands are wet. So there's not, handling the ball in these conditions is atrocious.
Just an interesting thought. I mean, it's taken Midsomer Norton 15 minutes or so to get from their 22 to the halfway line, and then with one kick, they suddenly find themselves back virtually on their own 22. But there's an interesting subplot here, I think, that if Chew Valley can't turn this pressure into points, and Norton managed to get themselves up there, then there's not a lot of difference between two teams in terms of points. So there's still a possibility, but it's so remote at the moment because the play is back down in the Midsomer Norton 22 area where it seems to have been camped for most of this half.
Yeah. Norton have resisted pressure well. The score is still only 12 points to 9. So Norton could easily get back in this match despite the fact they're camped out in their own half all the time. Ian.
Thanks, Andy. So Norton will have this line out then over on the right-hand side of the pitch. Taking on a little bit of water now, which is ironic in these conditions, isn't it, really?
Can't hear you. I couldn't hear you, Ian.
Oh, wouldn't you? Oh, sorry. Oh, dear me.
Away from us, of course.
It's tricky up here in the gantry, isn't it? I think it feels like we're at sea here, Andy. This thing's moving underneath me. Anyway, Norton will have the line out. It's taken, and that was very scrappy in the end, and it looks like Norton have emerged with it, but then it's deep into their own 22. The ball's quite central now. Chew obviously eager looking for the turnover, but I think Norton have managed to secure it, although Chew one of the Chew substitutes, I think it is, went piling in. Norton do emerge with it. They've got it under the post, so they're trying to get it out. It's all getting a bit scrappy back there.
Yeah, it was very difficult for Midsomer Norton there because they couldn't even have the time to kick the ball. Chew Valley were onto them within seconds, and there wasn't enough time for the backs to actually kick the ball. So very good play by Chew Valley, very aggressive and stopping Norton from playing. Alan.
Yeah, I think Chew Valley defensive play has been great. They put pressure on. Their line comes up quickly, so when Norton do have it, they've got no space. I mean, just saw there Norton trying to kick it clear, and the wind just brought the ball back inexorably towards their 22. It's almost as if there's a magnet drawing it back there. And Midsomer Norton, the gauntlet is down. How on earth do they get enough territory to give themselves a chance of winning this game? Ball goes into the line out, beautifully taken by Chew. The forwards are round, tightly binding round. They've got a bit of momentum. They're going forward, edging forward. Must be about 5 metres short of the try line. Referees looking carefully, telling players to get back on side. Norton are trying to hang on desperately, but it's Chew Valley who've got the momentum, pushing forward. Referees there. There's a cheer on the far side. Some of the Chew Valley players have gone up in the air. Arms have gone up in the air. Has he awarded a try? I don't think he has. Players are coming back. There's just a mass of players there right on the try line. I think it could well be a scrum.
It's very difficult for the referee. There's no video replays at this standard of rugby, and if he's not sure that it's a try, he can't award it. So I think he's erred on the safe side here and awarded some kind. It's a scrum down. Can you see who's holding the ball? Is it? It is Norton, isn't it? Yeah. So it's a Norton put-in, which I'm surprising.
So there must have been some sort of offence by Chew Valley in going for that try. We couldn't see from this distance. They've also got a nudge on in the scrum. They're creating havoc at the back of the scrum there for Midsomer Norton to try and clear the ball. It looks like it's coming back on the Norton side. It is scrum half. I'm guessing as Ben Moon has done it. High kick. Towering kick in a sense. It's taken them 15 metres further forward, which is probably the best of the afternoon considering the uphill task that they've had. So they defended well there, but of course time is ticking on. I can't see the clock. I can't see my own watch or anything. I don't think there's a huge amount of time to go, but it must seem like a massive task for Midsomer Norton now to get out of their 22, and ball goes into the line out. This Chew Valley who taking it again. Second row's gone to ground, forwards are around it. They're waiting to get this ball back if they can. They've got the initial drive. He twists and turns, lays the ball back. Forwards around again, as a good pack should be. but it's slow, very, very slow ball.
I would have said there can only be about 5 minutes or so left of this match because they turned around almost immediately at half-time because of the conditions. And now Chew Valley are right on the Norton try line. There's a penalty to Norton, though. So there's been an offence by Chew Valley, and Norton have a penalty to hopefully clear their lines. Ian?
Yeah. I was just wondering, actually, because when you think about actually how much game time we've had, both in the first, but I mean particularly in the second half. We haven't had anywhere near. The ball has not been in play for anywhere near 40 minutes, is it? Particularly with the amount of time that we've taken resetting scrums and things.
Yeah, I think the scrum situation, the RFU are going to be looking at that, I think, and reviewing it to try to speed up the amount of time wasted with scrums, because a lot of game time is wasted. And, I think someone estimated one match. Oh, a horrible kick. Horrible clearing kick by Norton there. It's gone straight to the middle of the park. Chew Valley have it. They've kicked it down to the Norton try line. I think it'll be going over the line. It'll be a Norton 22. So Norton very relieved to accept that ball. And we're clearing our lines now. And now Chew Valley have it in the middle of the park. The kick was charged down. And, it's on the floor. Chew Valley have it. And there'll be a big kick again. Yes, as regular as clockwork there. Ball bobbles around. It goes right down to the try line. Norton can have the relief of a 22 kick out.
I would say we are. I don't know if you two agree, but I would say we're rapidly getting to the point where this pitch almost it feels at parts is unplayable.
I've seen a lot worse, Ian. I have to say I've seen a lot worse. Alan?
Yeah, absolutely. There are some little pools of water. This side of the field looks particularly heavy. It's difficult to see what the rest of it's like, but players are by and large just about keeping their footing. There aren't massive pools of water, and when you get the pools of water, that's when the danger is, I think, and referees generally call a halt. But you're quite right. They played him worse than this, I'm sure, and nobody's going to abandon this at this stage. Just a few minutes to go now.
And at this time of year, the pitch still has a huge amount of grass on it, so the playing surface is okay, in my book.
I think the reason I raised the point is because really this second half has all been about Midsomer Norton defending in their own 22, and I'm wondering how reasonable it is given the conditions and the wind. I mean, actually, they've managed to get it into the Chew half. I mean, it would be ironic in the extreme if Chew were to give the ball away and Midsomer Norton to benefit. But even there, we've seen the winger, the number 11 for Norton, really struggling with his own footing, struggled to pick up the ball. And as a result of the knock-on, Chew will have a penalty now back in the Norton half. But I just think it's been incredibly difficult this second half.
That was a key knock-on by Norton there, but I feel as though the referee should have been a little bit more lenient there, because I don't feel he actually knocked it on, and the crowd didn't feel as either. So, Alan.
Yeah, mind you, the angle where we are and the distance we are, it's very difficult to tell, but it didn't look like it, and it was greeted with a few jeers by the Midsomer Norton crowd, obviously mainly Midsomer Norton here, and the clock is ticking down. Both packs are just moving around here. You've got to have the forward still and steady for the scrum to be taken, for the scrum half to put the ball in. So referee's probably trying to say, well, look, do your best, lads. It's very difficult, I know, but if you can hold it steady, let's just try and get this ball in and get on with the game, and then we can all get off the pitch and into the changing rooms. So, they've had a hell of an afternoon here. So it's an attacking scrum. Chew Valley ball, just taps his forwards, tells them it's coming in. Now they're going to hold it at the base, dive pass out to the outside half, switch move, in comes the centre, takes it into contact. Good play by Chew Valley. They got their heads up now. I think they can scent victory here. Referee's got his arm out already. He's playing advantage to Chew Valley. They make grounds in towards the Midsomer Norton 22-metre line. Now they're moving at the left-hand side. Long, dangerous pass. Takes it well. High tackle, I think, there by Midsomer Norton. Grabs it around the neck. Taking play over to the far side of the field, right over by the touchline, must be up into the 22 at this stage. Referee's come back. He was playing advantage, quite a long advantage, I would have thought, in these conditions, and he's given a penalty. Chew Valley outside half has said to him, well, how much time is left, ref? And I think he's going to take a penalty kick.
Yeah, it's undoubtedly a kickable penalty. They'll take the points, they're bound to. That will put them 6 points ahead and virtually out of touch from Norton. And